Hello and welcome to this discussion. And it's Joe Cobb, so this will be a good one. I hope so. This is called Ukraine in NATO, yes or no? So, should Ukraine be admitted to NATO, yes or no? What's the question? The question is, should they be admitted to NATO? And the second part is, should it have, I'm saying it wrong. Should they be or should they not be? Well, my answer would be certainly not admitted to NATO. It should be pronounced, or you should express it as the NATO. Shinerbach. The NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the NATO, right? Established in the late 1940s. Collective security. But you ask me why? Why should they not be admitted to NATO? Well, my answer is that we should not admit any more countries to NATO, including Sweden, and that the NATO should be disassembled within the next year or two. That would be my position. A lot of people I talked to about this conflict said they are anti-war, etc., but still support economic sanctions, etc., without realizing that affects poor citizens more than military forces, says Joe Cobb. Yep. So I'm taking the approach of disengagement. Not only not admitting Ukraine, but disestablishing the NATO alliance, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization alliance. You might say, well, that's allowed. Regional arrangements are allowed under the United Nations Charter. Yes, that's true. Warsaw Pact, Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, NATO. That's all allowed. But but that doesn't mean it's good. I'm not saying that the United States should be a member of the UN organization. I would not support the United States being involved anymore in the United Nations organization. But let's not jump too fast. So step one, as a non-interventionist, and you know my alternative channel is anti-war. So start to I don't think this will be a popular viewpoint of any of the Republican or Democrat candidates for president in 2024, but I don't care because I'm telling you what my position is. Maybe I should run for president. Maybe I'll win. Okay. I got better policies than the guys running, and the guys and gals running now. So the United States does not benefit from membership in the NATO alliance. Neither does anybody else. I've made videos in the past discussing this. Alliances do not make you safe. They usually endanger your country and make it more likely that it will be attacked, or that you'll be drawn into some ridiculous conflict that doesn't involve your country in any way. So no one's going to come on here and be able to convince me that the United States should remain in NATO and that NATO should exist. Now, I'm saying the United States should withdraw from NATO. Obviously, you can't control what the other countries do. If they want to continue the alliance, let them do it. That's fine with me. It doesn't make any difference to me. If they want to continue it, they can go get involved in every adventure in the world if they want to. You say, well, what about supporting Ukraine? I would support Ukraine. I do believe in supporting Ukraine by what? Trading with them, having normal relations with them, buying and selling. Like I said, trading, buying and selling with them coming to vacation over here. We go vacation over there, so forth. So, but I would not support sending them any weapons or any money. No way. The viewpoint non-interventionism is more popular with younger people than you think, at least people in my friend group, even though it's not a common viewpoint of modern politicians. I think it would be popular if we could really promote it. We have to really promote it, keep pushing it. And what the negative people will say, the imperialists, I call them, because they believe in more war everywhere for everybody. You know what I'm saying? In the United States policy, I would always describe it as peace through war. You know, the U.S. government for the last 150 years has said, we believe in peace. We believe in peace. But how do you achieve peace? Oh, they say through war. Peace through war. We have to have this endless warfare so that we can achieve this goal of peace. When are we going to achieve that? Oh, eventually. All we have to do is bankrupt the people and the government and have brush fire wars everywhere. Maybe even a world war. They seem sometimes they like that idea, and then we'll have peace. Maybe the peace of the cemetery. Okay, the viewpoint. Yeah. Oh, you said that. Okay. Beerhound Bill says, "Cheers, fellow humans. Cheers to you." I'm on your side. You know that. Okay. So this is my fourth beer of the day. Oh, sorry. Retraction. It's my third beer of the day. 12 ounces. I'm not being a sophist, using sophistry. That's like this way of explaining things in a way that you're not technically lying, but it's sort of like you're playing games with the reality of it, you know. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I only had a 24 ounce earlier. Oh yeah, well I did have a 24 ounce this morning. That's right, but it's still going to be 24 this week. That's for sure. So two that half and half from Mark Anthony group, 5%, 24 ounces. So then I cut the grass, sweat it up. But I'm not being a sophist. I'm not dancing around or trying to justify. And then I had the mango cart, so that's 4%, and now this one 4.4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there'll be a fifth. Can't say what it's going to be. Probably those ice beers. And then by the end of the week, Saturday is the last day of the week, it'll add up to 24 12-ounce beers, and that's it. 24 12-ounce. I'm not going to exceed it. I have iron discipline. I mean, I really do. And I'm not bragging on that. I think everybody could achieve that. You could do it. You could do it. I think you could do it. I need to be a life coach, right? But right now, I'm being a political coach. I'm being a global geopolitical coach. And what I'm trying to coach the United States into doing is taking the right position, not the wrong position, not the position that's been taken over the years that's cost so many lives and maimed so many people and cost so much money. That's the bad position. I made a video called "War Does Not Protect You or Make You Free." All right. And these alliances, I can show you through history, these alliances draw you into these ridiculous conflicts, these worthless conflicts, actually. And we can just think about the past American history. You should be aware, at least of an elementary amount of that historical. You should have at least elementary amount of historical knowledge. And so anyone's welcome to comment. Come on here and show me how alliances do help. You can't do it, but I mean, you could try. You can't show me how adding Ukraine to the NATO alliance would help. You can't show me how U.S. participation in NATO helps. I'm saying the U.S. should not be involved in NATO. Now, the next step would be getting out of the United Nations organization. Now, you might say, well, how can you be part of the world? Well, it's easy. You trade with countries, buy stuff from them, sell stuff to them, vacation in their country, they vacation over here. You're friendly with them, they're more than likely to be friendly with you. Taiwan is not a member of the United Nations. The Republic of China and Taiwan was kicked out of the United Nations. They probably did them a favor in 1971. They still trade with countries all around the world. People vacation in Taiwan, in the Republic of China. Taiwanese come over here. You see, they're not part of the UN organization. So see, it can be done. by virtue of evidence. There it is. So the non-interventionist and the anti-war approach does get you into conflict with other people, because people will not debate you on it. They won't say, oh, well, let me tell you why I don't agree. They'll just start calling you names. This is my experience. You say, what? You mean if you're an anti-war advocate, people will say nasty things about you? They'll say all sorts of terrible things. And if you're involved with them on social media, they'll unfriend you. Like, I'll unfriend you. Well, that doesn't show me anything. It shows me what kind of person you are, but it doesn't really bolster your position to say that my anti-war approach is a bad approach, okay? Or anti-imperialism or non-interventionism. That's three things there. And I didn't even talk about free enterprise. That's domestic, really, but free enterprise. So I'm saying anti-war. You think that would be popular, but no. Hold on. You'd be on the unapproved persons list in a hot second. Then you have the interventionist approach. Oh, that'll get you in more trouble. People will call you all kinds of terrible names. And anti-imperialism, same thing. Now, let's look at some comments. I just want people to stop having to die on both sides. I'm the same way, Bob Robertson. We don't want anyone dying in these wars, okay? Is that your limit? Yes, it can be done. My limit is 22. Well, my limit is 22 to 24 12-ounce beers per week. You said, well, that's a case, a suitcase. That's right. Now I could play games and say, I'll just buy 2 12-packs of Hurricane High Gravity. Yeah, well, that's 8.1%. That's a little heavy hitter. That's a heavy hitter there. Well, I would never want to drink that because I do like the flavor. I think it is a well-made beer, regardless of what other people will say. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, of course. But I just can't imagine drinking 24 8.1% alcohol beers every week. I can't imagine doing it. I would feel terrible. I think I would feel bad. I would feel sick. I'd have to have Alka-Seltzer. I just would break down. I don't think I could make it. My body would break down. All right. But 5.9 is a little high. I've been buying 5.9% ice beer. But then what I do is I'll switch it up. Like I'll do 2 to 1. 2 Milwaukee's Best Lights. That's 30 packs. And then on the third week, not week, but the third purchase, then I'll go to the ice beer 5.9. Then I'll pivot back to the 2 to 1 and take that through the year. So it is only 4.1% alcohol on those 12 ounces, and then it's not too bad. Okay, but back to the anti-war. But there is a discipline. You have to have discipline in foreign policy, have discipline in geopolitical viewpoints and everything. And you have to have discipline in what you eat. You say, well, I'm overweight. It's my metabolism. Yeah, but it might be the fact that you go to buffets for every meal and you eat like a hog. Could have something to do with that. So that can be controlled. Drinking can be controlled. Now, I'm not saying you got to have like triumph of the will, like I have this incredible willpower. I'll just win a gold medal for perseverance. I'll endeavor to persevere and impress everyone. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have the same level of strength. I get that. But it's almost like a training program, like you train yourself to be that way. It's like exercise. I have people around my neighborhood tell me all the time, I'd love to go walking. They don't. They could. They're there. They're not crippled. They can walk. They don't do it. They just tell me, I'd really love to do this. I said, why don't you do it? I'm here. I'll walk. But it's like this inertia that cannot move. It just won't do it. Or I'll go around picking up trash in the neighborhood, paper trash and all that. Oh, that's really great that you do that. And I'm like, you could help. Nah. Let me do it all, And it's not an enormous amount, but it's just that thing. All right, so let's get back to this anti-war thing. All right, so let's look at these comments because I'm waiting for some. Anybody could come on here live. I mean, you could join them. I'd have to go on StreamYard because they don't have Google Live Hangouts anymore. Remember they used to have that? But then they cut it out for some weird reason. Yeah. If it's only those who have neither fired a shot nor heard the shrieks and groans of the wounded who cry aloud for blood, more vengeance, more desolation. War is hell. William Tecumseh Sherman. Yeah, he was I know Tecumseh was a Union man and did his own immoral things, but a good quote. It's a good quote, but he's mad. You know, he was a warmonger. Now, a fishmonger is someone who sells fish. They try to get you to buy their fish. A whoremonger tries to traffic women. Pimp, they call them, whatever. Dirty business. And a warmonger is even worse because they try to traffic war. That's their career. That's what they sell. They sell war. And Sherman was a marketeer in that, and he made a living doing this devilish job. And he's a perfect example. You know, war is hell. He should have known it. He was the one bringing the hell to the world. All right, Taiwan makes great electronics, some of the best gaming-oriented computer gear, mice, mouse pads, etc. Okay, yeah, see, they're not part of the UN. They trade all over the world. How do you add up the ABV? Well, you just use common sense. You know, I mean, you know what the beers are. Their alcohol level is usually listed on the can, and if it's not, you can look it up on their website. I mean, some of these little tiny companies don't list it, but that's rare. And then you just pace yourself. You use good sense. Like these people saying, "Oh, I only drank 4 beers today. What was it? Oh, DKML 15% from 2016 or 15. Then I drank this 12%er, and then I drank this 17% Dogfish Head 120 minute." Well, I mean, yeah, that's insanity. All right, divide bottle milliliters by ABV for normal beer. Yeah, 5% would be a good baseline. I think it's a good baseline. People love the idea of being healthy, but don't want to put in the work. It takes work. I say I drank 3 different beers with 3 different ABVs. How to make a limit using total ABV? I can't. I'm not going to give a definitive answer on that because I don't really know the answer. I just say I think you know the answer. If it's going to be 4 10%ers a day, and then you're going to call pints a regular beer. A pint is not a regular beer because if you drink 2, that's 32 ounces. If you drink 2 regular beers, it's 24 ounces. Now, you know, so now you're already going up the ladder on overload. If you drink 3 pints a day, that's going to be the same as 4 12 ounces. I mean, if somebody's going to sit there and drink a 40-ounce beer and say, well, that's the first. No, it's not the first. Okay, but let's get off that because it's not about that. This is not the topic of the video. I say, okay, you could do it by the actual ethanol amount, but really just do it by feel. If you're a strong IPA as your second beer, maybe sip third. Yeah, so just use good sense, which most viewers probably have. Some don't, but most probably do. And then you can make it. I eat salads. I don't eat a lot. Try not to eat a lot. No NATO for Ukraine. And yeah, no NATO for anyone. I'm saying get out of NATO, dissolve NATO. But like I say, you can't tell other countries what to do. Oh, you're welcome, Beer Hound. Anytime. It can be done and it can be successful. So however many countries are members of NATO right now, I haven't counted them. I could name them, but I'm not going to. But if they want to stay in it, let them stay. Go ahead. Good luck. Have a good time. Enjoy the next war. It won't be long before you get into it. But as far as the United States, what are we advocating on this channel? We, like, more than one person. We, but I'm saying we, the anti-war movement. We, the non-interventionist movement. We, the free enterprise movement. We, the anti-imperialist movement. I'm not the only one out here, We're all around, but we're not prominent enough yet. For your information, Taiwan makes great bicycles and bike parts. Thank you. I believe that. I'd like to go to Taiwan someday in the Republic of China. China. All right, but so we're promoting these things. Now, if you watch all the big news networks and everything, they're not promoting this. They're promoting expand NATO, send more money to Ukraine, get involved in more conflicts, and then they'll go talk about history. Oh, well, isolationism doesn't. I didn't say isolationism. Did I ever say isolationism? I don't believe I mentioned that word except in reference. I said non-interventionism. See, they like to use these negative. I said people call you names. They'll say you're an isolationist. I didn't say anything about isolating the United States. What did I just say? Trade, commerce, vacation in their countries. They vacation over here. That's not isolating yourself. Is it? No. I said don't intervene, non-interventionism. And that would be the case now, 2023, 2022, 2001. Oh, I forgot about 2003, excuse me. 2003, 2001, 1990. That would be the case in 1964, or really 59. That would be the case in 1950, 1940, 1917, 1898. We can just go on and on until the break of dawn, and I can back it all up. So no one's going to come on here and convince me that the U.S. should be involved in these wars. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can come on. I told people anytime, anywhere. I mean, if I'm at work, obviously, that would not be the right time. If I'm sleeping, that would not be the right time. At any time we could agree on, which can definitely be a problem. People are on the other side of the world and the work schedule. But, theoretically, you come on and you could state your case. I'll let you come on the channel. It's going to have to be through StreamYard because, like I say, you can't do these live hangouts anymore. And I'll give you 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes uninterrupted. That's the best deal on the internet. Come on my channel. Can't be up there wearing a mask, using some fake name because you're scary. No, I use my real name. I'm here, not scary, advocating my anti-war position. Doesn't make me too popular, but like I said, gotta do what's right. I mean, you should do what's right. I guess you don't have to. You should, but and that person could come on, male, female, doesn't matter. Say, okay, here's why I think we ought to stay in NATO. Go ahead. Now, there's going to be a rebuttal. I'm not saying you're going to get 30 minutes with no rebuttal. Can't be on the channel cussing and talking crazy, undignified, but come on here, make your point. And don't get on sidetracked about talking about beer. Well, that's my fault. I got to admit. But, no, I don't want that. Now they're talking about Asian women. You see how people get off track? And I'm not against Asian women. I like Asian women, but I would be more interested in the Lebanese, Israeli, Syrian type, you know what I mean? But that's just me. Different preferences for different people. Cypriot. But it's like talking about anything. People have preferences, beer, whatever, but I have been known to have an interest in women, but only since I've been about 3 years old. But we have to have more interest in this thing I'm talking about, because there wouldn't be anybody left in the world. But we know that world's not going to be destroyed ultimately, because as a Catholic, I know the biblical truth about this, but still doesn't mean you should be a lazy bum and not care about the world because you say, well, I ain't worried about it. Jesus is going to fix everything. Yes, that's true. But you have to use intelligence when you approach problems. You exercise, right? I mean, you should. Eat healthy food. Get enough sleep. Don't drink too much. Don't take drugs. I mean, I'm not talking about medicine. I'm talking about a lot of medicine they give you is not really healthy with all these big pharmacy companies, but you know what I'm talking about when I say don't take drugs. You know what I'm talking. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And in this world geopolitical discussion here, we're saying a healthy practice is what? Don't intervene in other people's conflicts. Don't join alliances. Interact and trade with the whole world. Don't tell other countries what to do. That's being an imperialist. Don't try to control other countries. That's really being an imperialist. Don't go take over other countries. That's definitely being an imperialist. Oh, man. All right. Now here we got some comment. I got to get some water, though. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right. You might say I'm a super patriot. I am a super patriot. I'm super patriotic, but not in the idiot sense of it, in the sensible sense of it. Okay. 3 years old. Oh my gosh, Ron. Yeah, well, that's I can remember it being 3, and I remember thinking, oh, that lady looks all right. But I was 3 years old, so it's about all I could say was, oh, that lady looks all right. But now later on, when I got older, I could act on that. All right. Now, anyway, Bob Roberson says, curious of your opinion on the war in Iraq. My best friend served as an 11B, I don't know what that means, in the Triangle of Death, got wounded and got out. He personally thought the whole thing was stupid. My opinion was it was terrible, and the United States should have never attacked Iraq. I think if you want people to debate you, you need to share the fact that you were going live on places like Reddit, et cetera, where there are history subreddits that would draw people. Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm here, I'm on Facebook and all. They could contact me, and talk and say, hey, look, I don't like your idea about NATO or non-interventionism. I would like to debate you. And then I would say, yeah, well, let's set it up. Let's set it up. And then we could do it. And I had one person one time was contacting me saying, I want to talk to you about Founders Brewing Company. I don't like what you said. I said, okay. And I said, well, what's your name? Or when would you like to do this hangout? And but then they never contacted me back. So I was like, well, they can't say I didn't offer them. I was going to let them do it. Okay, because the people sub to you agree with you. Don't be like the British fighting 2 wars over opium. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, thoughts on freeing Iran. Freeing Iran? I don't understand what that means. You don't think they should legalize mushrooms or LSD to treat PSD or depression? So says Alfonso. Well, we could talk about drug legalization or criminalization at another topic. It's really not the topic right now, and I shouldn't have got off on the beer. But it's hell yeah, America first. Says Bob Roberson. Cheers, Ron. BC's beer reviews. Hey, BC. Raining on your parade, says Bud Light or Modelo. See, once again, it's not related to the topic. Cheers, guys. Modelo. Cheers, beer hounds. 11B is a designation for infantryman. Oh, okay. He says Modelo. Okay, so yeah, I mean, let's stick to the topic, people. So that's the main point. I mean, I made the point. Get it? I made the point. So the question was, should NATO in, can't think straight, Ukraine in NATO? Yes or no? And my answer is definitely no. And I went a step further and said there shouldn't even be a NATO. But we can't tell other countries what to do. If they want to keep NATO, let them go at it. Have fun. But the United States should definitely withdraw from NATO as soon as possible. Stop sending money to all these foreign countries for any reason and get out of the UN eventually. So peace, non-interventionism, anti-imperialism, free enterprise, trade, vacationing there and they vacation here. But that's a great program. You see, I got a great program. I'm not really talking like a maniac when I say I should be the president. I really should be the president. I have no political support to be the president. I don't have the money. I would be very good at it, I think. I wouldn't be able to do the live videos anymore for beer. Well, maybe I could. Live from the White House. Beer and peace. This week on Beer and Peace, we look at, and then I can promote. Oh, that would be good. I'm just like Marvel comic books, the house of ideas. Well, they used to be that way. Now they're the house of socialism and communism and social Marxism. But anyway, would you be okay with me sharing your channel and some of your videos with the moderators of these history forums? Might be. Well, you could talk about me and all, but you got to watch about sharing videos, because I had some people, they were using my videos as their own videos on YouTube. And I got the alerts from the company saying somebody's taking your content, is what they said. I was like, what? I didn't know anything about it. And then they said, well, you could fill out this form and that'll tell them they can't do it. So I did that. And then the people come back to me talking about, why are you doing that? You're giving me copyright strikes and all of this. I said, hey man, they came to me. I didn't know anything about your unknown channel. They came to me with this, so I fill out the form they told me to fill out. And they're like, I was picking on them. I said, I didn't know anything about this, okay? So it's however you want to do it, but what I mean is you can just let them know about the channel. Yeah, you could do that. Say, look, here's this channel. The guy's anti-war. He's anti-imperialist. He's against all these wars and Americans getting killed or killing other people. And so you might want to watch his channel because he's really big into the peace movement. And yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah. Do you think NATO is no longer effective in preventing a world war? I don't think they should have ever had NATO. See what I'm saying? So no, it's not a matter of no longer being effective. I'm saying they shouldn't have had it from the start. See what I'm saying? I'm looking at this from a different paradigm, literally a different paradigm. And it's maybe too big for some people. That it may seem shocking, shocking. Oh, you mean we should have never been in NATO? I'm saying exactly. The people that used your videos should have asked you first. No, they didn't. That's why they got tagged, because the company, I'm talking about this company, what we were looking at right now, they came to me, the people took your video, and I said, okay. And then they were saying, one guy said, you're a liar. I said, how am I a liar? They came to me, man. I don't know who you are. If you wouldn't have done it, they wouldn't have come to me. Get it? Make your own content. I didn't care. I said, make your own content. Don't make my video and pretend like it's yours. If you wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have got alerted. But this is like common sense. Like, why you got to tell people that? It's like, well, I wasn't stealing it. I was just taking it, like in the store. Oh, you were taking the bread out the store, but you weren't stealing the bread. Okay. You were taking it. Okay. But you didn't pay for it. Common sense. All right. If I was president, says Beer Hounds, I would make the world one big never-ending party. But see, that would make you a dictator, because you're trying to make things happen. Presidents aren't supposed to make things happen. They're supposed to preside. And when we listen to people talk about what they would do as president, they mostly speak in a totalitarian manner. You see, if I was president, I would make people do this. I would give orders about that. I would control this. It's all about that. That's what they talk about, how they would control other people. And I'm thinking, well, you would be a terrible president. So Jim Jones says, you don't believe in strength in numbers. That's a pretty well-established and accepted approach. No, I don't. You talking about alliances? Absolutely not. Absolutely, totally, and without any qualifying statements, totally reject alliances. That's correct. I'm not saying what other countries should do. They can do whatever they want. I'm talking about the United States, where I live. Turn the taps on, shut the border, by all Americans. Well, Ronald, I'm not that extreme. Okay, I can't comment on what NATO does. No, I just think the Russian people are suffering the most here, since they really don't know what's going on. Yeah, I feel bad for the Russians, feel bad for Ukrainians. One hand, I do understand your point, says Joe Cobb. You also said you want to advertise the anti-war movement. If someone was making a video and wanted to use some of your content within free use. See, I don't know how that works. You see what I'm saying? So I can't approve it if in a week I'm going to get another one of these alerts talking about, oh, look, they're using your content. See what I'm saying? I don't even know how it works. I know how to make a video like I'm doing now, a live video. I'm making a live video. I'm talking. I can do that. But all this other stuff, I don't know the protocols for it. But I know how to put a video link on Rock and Roll Club and say, here's a band, here's a song they made, here's David Bowie from 1973, and I put a link. Now, there's the link. People can see the video. They can click on it and watch it, or they can ignore it. I did that this week with a David Bowie song, The Prettiest Star, right there on the, not that great of a song, but put it right there on Rock and Roll Club. So they could have clicked onto the video to experience the song or ignore it. Most people probably ignored it. But anyway, so this channel's here, right? So if people say, here's the link, the guy's anti-war, you could watch it, then they could watch it or they could ignore it. And then there's not going to be a problem down the road where they're contacting me talking about the people stealing your content. So that's what I would say. Yeah, just do it that way. Provide the link, and here it is. Like my beer channel. Usually I'm doing beer reviews, right? But I only do it, 26 hours a day, 8 days a week, Same thing. Say, here's a guy who does beer reviews. You might say he's the worst. You don't know what he's talking about. And you could click on his channel and subscribe. Okay. Or he's the best, or he's mediocre, whatever, and watch it. Yeah, that's why a lot of people have problems with the way it's copyright. Yes, I don't know how it works, so I would not suggest doing that. Gabriel Bannon says alliances were important during World War II. I think that was the thought behind the creation of NATO. Now, see, you're saying alliances were important during World War II. I think alliances were the reason for World War II. And secondly, I'm saying alliances did not help any country in World War II. All right, we can't do that right now. It'll be a 10-hour video. But I'm saying no, they were not helpful, and no, they definitely did not help the United States in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So I'm saying no. They were not helpful in World War II. All right. So I understand why they started NATO. I know the reasoning behind it. I don't support the reasoning. I don't agree with the reasoning. I don't agree with the concept of it. Is what I'm trying to say. And I could explain that. Can't do it now. But if you made a Discord server, people could come into the voice video chat, then upload that here or stream it. Oh, I'd probably screw that all up. I wouldn't know how to do it. Okay. Like the movie reviews, etc. I assume that person just took your video and did not edit it at all. Usually if you edit a video and comment on it, it falls. It definitely did that. They just took the whole thing. And like I said, I didn't know they did it. I got an alert, like not too long after, saying, hey. And the whole cut and drive is they want people to make their own content. Make your own content. Make your own videos. It's not hard. Come on here live. And if you want to be pro-war and pro-alliance and pro-imperialism and pro-intervention, go ahead, make the video. Maybe I'll comment. I don't really watch videos like that. Late to this conversation, says Wings and Pizza. However, I believe the United States needs to just let it be a lot of the time. Yeah, I would say like all the time. Yeah, not your fault, Ron. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because I didn't do anything wrong. That's what I was trying to tell those guys. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't know the procedure. Like literally, I didn't know the procedure. Still barely understand it. Okay, but I do know how to make a live video and give my opinion about things. That's easy to do. So that's my opinion. It's just an opinion. It's not an objective reality. Objectivity would be the United States is a member of NATO. That's the truth. Whether you like it or not, that's a fact. The opinion is the United States should or should not remain in NATO. You know what I'm saying? Should not remain. So not only don't allow Ukraine to join, don't even stay in it. I'm saying get out of NATO. And I made videos about this before, how alliances make countries unsafe. And I'm going to put this video in the playlist for history, government, politics. So there isn't going to be any Republican. Now, remember Trump said years ago, we should get out of NATO. And then people were raising hell about it. Oh, how could you say that? So then after he became president, he was like, he forgot about saying that. But I thought he should have stuck to his his position, say, no, get out of it. Get out of this horrible organization. That would have been the right position. Don't say it and then you don't mean it. I guess he meant it. I don't know what he meant. He should have. The person who did, I think the person did generally agree with my opinions. Yes. David was a sailor in the Navy. Well, obviously in the Navy. It could have been the Coast Guard though. What do they call them? Guardsmen? No, Coast Guardsmen. Would you want a universal government? Now, I would not want a universal government. That's, obviously not. We believe in independence here on this channel. Okay. Because it would be no way to have it without having some kind of use of force. You see, if it would be a union of states where they were all agree to join, that's different. But you know how those unions work. It's like you can come in anytime, but then if you try to leave, they're going to kill you. You see, so they're not too cool about you leaving. They're good about you joining, but when you try to leave, then it's a problem. Kind of like the European Union. They tell the British, come on in. All you got to do is follow these 10 million rules, 10,000 rules a day, where we try to control everything your country does. But come on in. Feel free to join. Then when they want to leave, oh, wait, no, you can't leave. So they say, well, we are going to leave. Okay, I support Trump, says Beer Hounds. Okay, I've seen that. You can check out anytime, but you can never leave. Yeah, that's the whole operation there, right? So, all right. So I think I made my point. No need to drag it out. Last summary. The point is, don't allow Ukraine to join NATO, because the United States should get out of NATO, because the United States should get out of the United Nations organization, because the United States should be in a non-interventionist neutral country, right? Who should not dip into other countries' problems, and who should happily trade and intercourse with other countries, trade and vacationing and so forth. See, that's the point. It goes down to the main point. It starts here on the thumb, but it all leads down to the main idea. And the main idea is non-intervention and freedom and trade and friendliness towards every country, being friendly towards every country. That's the way it works. What beer will you be consuming next, Ron, says Beer Hounds? Well, I'm not going to say it because of political reasons. And if you use your imagination, I bet you'll figure out which beer I'm talking about. All right. Well, y'all you'll be close. Okay. Y'all take care. And I'm off. I'm out going to listen to the radio show if it's on. It wasn't on yesterday. I don't know what happened. So take care, everybody. And if you got any, if you agree with me, fine. If you don't agree, you can make comments about that. Just got to be respectful, because I'm always respectful towards people on all their videos. And you can't find any comments I made that were disrespectful. That is not going to happen. You won't find it. So if I'm nice to you all, you got to be nice. That's just the right way to be. And I'm not changing. Bye, Ron. Thank you for your support. You're welcome, Bill. And keep it going and take care. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you. Y'all take care now. See ya. Bye-bye.